quadriplegic, man. I don't know what else I'm going to move. I'm pretty scared. But, so they took me to the emergency room and took x-rays. They said nothing was wrong. Found that hard to believe, but they sent me back to my room. And the next morning I woke up with this really bad headache and couldn't get out of bed. So my dad suggested that I get this CAT scan on my brain, and what they found was this blood hemorrhage in my brain, and I had to get a filter put inside of my lungs so I wouldn't get a blood clot to my heart, which would end up killing me. And then I had to start therapy all over again. But it's from those 3 traumatic experiences that I realized, how precious life is, and that at any moment things could change. You really got to be thankful for today, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. A lot of us, whether it's in school, in a relationship, or a job, we give up on things pretty easily. We're like, oh man, that's impossible. That's way too hard. I can't do that. And sometimes that's before you even try. You give up on something just because you think that it's too hard, and you actually don't even know. After my injury, I was staying in my uncle's house for a little while, and I was laying in his guest bedroom. So I needed something from the car, so I had my friend walk outside. When he walked outside, he closed the door to the house, and that ended up locking the house. And he couldn't get back in. But in my room, about 5 or 6 feet away from my bed, there was a sliding glass door. And instead of locking it, you could put this piece of wood in the track. It's kind of like the ghetto way of locking things, but you can put a piece of the wood in the track and you can't slide the door open. So I looked over and I'm like, man, I don't have any special genie powers. I don't walk. I don't know how I'm going to get that piece of wood to let him back in to help me. So I always told myself I never wanted to fall out of my wheelchair and get hurt, or fall out of bed and get hurt. So I looked around and I grabbed all these pillows and blankets, and I just threw them all on the ground. And I just ended up counting to 3, and I rolled off the bed, landed on these pillows and blankets, and I started crawling over like Commando G.I. Jesse. I was moving really slow like a turtle, but I ended up reaching out, and I picked up that piece of wood. My friend opened up the door, and he picked me up off the ground and put me in the bed. And as I lay there, I thought to myself, as long as you follow your heart and your mind, things that you think are impossible might not be impossible. As long as you try, you can feel good about yourself. So never give up on something until you at least try it. If you don't accomplish it, you can just at least feel good for knowing you tried.